Hello people, today I'm going to make a video about Elvis Presley and 30 of the most leading ladies in his life from when he was 19 years old until he died, age 42, 1977. Number 1. Dixie Locke. Dixie was born in 1938 and died in 2023, aged 85. Dixie Locke was Elvis Presley's first love back in 1954. Dixie was 15 years of age and Elvis was 19. They both lived in the same neighbourhood and they shared the same church in Memphis. Elvis was known as a shy mama's boy, and Dixie and Elvis first met in the Assembly of God church. This was before Elvis became a household name, of course. Number 2, 1955. June Janico. Born also in 1938, and she is still with us today, aged 87. June met Elvis on one of his first live performances on the Mississippi Gulf Coast on the 27th of June 1955. She was 17 years old and Elvis was 20. They had a brief relationship together. That same year in 1955, Elvis was also said to have a brief fling with Betty Amos. Betty shared the stage with Elvis during the mid-50s, as she was part of a band called the Lump Boys. She performed on stage alongside Elvis, and they also had a brief encounter that lasted 2 months. Now we move to number 3, 1956, Natalie Wood. Natalie was born in July 1938 and passed away in November 1981. Natalie and Elvis first met in 1956 at a party in Memphis. She was introduced to Elvis by legendary actor Dennis Hopper. Natalie was 18 at the time and Elvis was still 19. They say they had a very strong romance that was formed almost overnight. Elvis even started taking Natalie to Graceland to see his mother. The relationship only lasted 2 weeks. Probably rushed things a little bit. Number 4, 1956. Barbara Hearn. Barbara was born in October 1936 and passed away in January 2022. Barbara met Elvis in 1956 when she was 19 years old. Elvis was 21. Elvis also brought Barbara to Graceland for short visits and sometimes sleepovers. Their relationship lasted about 12 months roughly. Then they both went their separate ways. This was probably due to Elvis's busy work schedule. Now we move on to number 5, 1957. Anita Wood. Anita was born in 1938 and passed away in June 2023. Anita Wood, also known as Little Bitty. Anita and Elvis met each other in 1957. She was 19 years of age and Elvis was 22. This would turn out to be Elvis Presley's second longest relationship, as they spent almost 5 years together, from 1957 to 1962. Elvis loved calling her his number one girl, which was a bit strange. He even moved her into Graceland in 1961. But when Anita found out that Elvis was also seeing Priscilla at the time, she up and left. Lucky bugger, drilling 2 holes at the same time. 1957 again. Elvis actually had 6 different women in 1957. One would lead to a very bad disaster. Anyway, back to 1957, Dottie Harmony. Dottie was born on February 14th, 1933 and passed away on April the 4th, 2023, age 90. The first time Dottie and Elvis laid eyes on each other was at the New Frontier Hotel in Vegas. Dottie was a Las Vegas showgirl and a professional dancer. They met in late September 1956, around the Christmas period. Their relationship only lasted about 6 weeks, as they broke up in February 1957. Now, 1957 again. Dolores Hart, born October 1938, and she is still with us today at the age of 87. Dolores and Elvis met in January 1957 when they started filming together on the movie Lovin' You. Dolores was 19 and Elvis was 22. Even though it was rumoured that nothing really happened between them, they did have a brief encounter together. Elvis was still seeing Dottie at the time, remember, as Dolores. Later on, Dolores would go on to become a nun in 1963. Back to 1957 again, his 4th woman. Yvonne Lyme, born in April 1938, died in January 2026, aged 87. Elvis and Yvonne also met on the set of Lovin' You in April 57. Yvonne Lyme and Dolores Hart were very close friends. By golly, Elvis, you're a lucky kid, I'll give you that. Drilling 2 women out of the same film. You must have had a very sore back before you joined the army, buddy. Yvonne Lyme was another lucky lady that Elvis used to bring to Graceland. And they both loved to rip around Graceland on the King's motorbikes. They both dated until early May of 1957. This is where he would meet the 5th woman of 1957, but ended in tragedy. 1957, Judy Tyler. May 57. Judy was born in October 1932, but sadly passed away in July 1957, aged just 24. Judy was a singer and an actress, and starred with Elvis in his 1957 movie Jailhouse Rock. A few days after the filming came to an end on Jailhouse Rock, Judy and her husband Earl were driving home to New York on July the 3rd when they were involved in a serious car accident. Poor Judy was killed instantly, and her husband Earl passed away the next day. Earl was only 19 years old. Elvis was absolutely devastated for months after. Number 10, we come to the final woman in Elvis's life in 1957, and that was Patricia Morey. Patricia was born on February the 4th, 1933, and passed away on the 14th of March, 2023, age 90. Patricia and Elvis met in December 1957. She was his sixth and last woman of that year. Patricia was an actress and a former Miss New Hampshire winner in 1955. When they first met in October 57, Patricia was 24 and Elvis was 22. It is said they had dated for about a month into the new year, and then Elvis joined the army on March 24th, 1958. Woman number 11, 1958, Patricia Sheehan. Patricia was born in 1931 and passed away in 2006, age 75. Patricia was an American actress and model throughout the 50s. Not much is known about their brief encounter together, as she went on to marry Bing Crosby's son, Dennis, in 1958. Number 12, 1958 again, June Wilkinson. June was born on the March 27th, 1940, and passed away in July 2025, aged 85. June was a British actress and former Playboy and a model for Hugh Hefner. June and Elvis dated on and off while he was making his 1958 movie King Creole. June did not star in the movie, but one of his 1957 girlfriends, Dolores, did. That's Dolores Hart. We move on to number 13, 1959. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this proper. Elizabeth Stefanick, born May 1939. She is still alive today, aged 87. Elvis met Elizabeth while in the army in Germany in 1959. She was 19 years old and Elvis was 24. Elizabeth was of German descent, and it was said that Elvis hired her as his personal secretary in early 1959. But I think she was typing more than just letters for Elvis. She later went on to star in 3 of Elvis's movies: Girl Happy in 1965, Spin Out in 1966, and Clambake 1967. Now, as I go on in the list, I think there's 3 different actresses from those films that Elvis was given his hot dog to. We'll get to that shortly. Number 14 on the list, again 1959, Connie Stevens. Connie was born in August 1938 and she's still with us today at the age of 88. Elvis called Connie up one evening while she was on the set of her TV detective show, Hawaii and I. She agreed to meet up with Elvis and they both had a brief relationship together. Bang bang. Number 15, again 1959. This is when he met the one and only Priscilla Wagner. I don't even want to go there. But anyway, Priscilla was born in May 24th, 1945. And it's hard to believe she's still with us, God forgive me, at the age of 80. Elvis met Priscilla on September 13th, 1959, while Elvis was based in the army in Germany. They would later go on to marry in 1967, and they divorced in 1973. They had one beautiful daughter together, Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie was born on February the 1st, 1968. But that beautiful lady sadly passed away on January the 12th, 2023. God rest her soul, woman. Number 16, we move on to 1961. Christina Crawford. Born in June 1939. She is still with us today, aged 86. Christina first met Elvis in November 1960 when she was casted in one of my favourite movies, Wild in the Country. This was her first movie role, and the on-screen chemistry between Christina and Elvis was nothing compared to what it was off the screen. Elvis was drilling Christina for a short period, but she was also in a relationship with one of the King's closest friends, Joe Esposito. I don't know how you pronounce them names. Something happened one night in Graceland, and in a fit of rage it was said that Elvis kicked Christina in the ass, butthole, whatever you call it, and threw her out of Graceland. That something that happened that night was that she threw a glass of wine straight into Elvis Presley's face. He did not like that. Number 17, 1962. Annie Hillam. Annie was born in September 1938. She's still alive today, aged 87. Annie and Elvis first met on the movie set of Follow That Dream in 1962. Annie played Holly Jones in the movie, and they both fell in love on screen and off screen. That was a slight problem at the time, because Elvis was still involved with Priscilla. So again, another brief relationship. We move to number 18, 1963, Cheryl Holdridge. Cheryl was born in June 1944 and passed away in January 2009. Cheryl was a model and a movie and TV actress. Elvis and Cheryl had a brief relationship back in 1963. Cheryl was 18 years of age and Elvis was 28. But their relationship only lasted 1 week. And when they broke up, Cheryl started sending Elvis hate mail. Sending him hate mail. And after a while, Elvis got kind of amused at it and started mailing her back. And then he sent her a large block of cheese, believe it or not, of all things. As Cheryl worked on the Mickey Mouse Club TV show, and her nickname was Cheesy. So I bet she was cheesed off. Number 19, we moved to 1964. Laurie Williams. Laurie was born on the 23rd of March 1946. And she's still with us today, as far as I know. Laurie was a supermodel and a professional dancer. She also starred in 4 of Elvis Presley's movies. Girl Happy, 1965, Kissin' Cousins, 1964, Viva Las Vegas, 1964, and Tickle Me in 1965. They had a brief romance together while making the movie Kissin' Cousins in 1964. But I bet Anne Margaret wasn't too happy about that. We'll get to that beautiful woman shortly. Number 20, 1964. This is the one I've been waiting for. Anne Margaret. Anne was born on April 28, 1941, and she's still alive and well today, aged 84. This is one of my favourite women for some reason. And I always said, this is the lady that Elvis Presley should have married years ago. Anne Margaret and Elvis Presley first laid eyes on each other in July 1963 at the MGM Studios in Hollywood. That night was the setting for the greatest movie ever made, in my opinion. It was also the setting for the greatest love affair in movie history. That night, right there in the MGM studio in front of hundreds of people, they were casting for Viva Las Vegas. And Elvis walked straight up to Anne Margaret, threw her up on a table, wrapped her legs around his neck and went num 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 num. Just kidding. Anne Margaret was 22 at the time, and the King was 28. The moment that camera started rolling for the classic movie Viva Las Vegas, it was plain and simple for everybody to see. Between their dancing, their music, their singing, and all their chemistry between them, boom, they fell deeply in love like two little teenagers. Excuse me. Elvis said publicly years later that Anne Margaret was the only woman he ever loved in his life, except from his mother Gladys, of course. For the next 14 years, right up until Elvis Presley's supposedly death And I say supposedly because I don't believe in it. They both still loved each other right till the end. Now we move to 1965, number 21 on his list. Shelley Fabares. Don't think I pronounced that properly. Shelley was born on the 19th of January 1944 and she's still alive today, aged 82. Shelley and Elvis met when she co-starred in his movie Girl Happy in 1965. Shelley was 21 and Elvis was 30. She also went on to make 2 more movies with Elvis that I spoke about earlier. Spin Out in 1966 and Clambake in 1967. It was said they both hit it off straight away while filming Girl Happy, though they had a short affair together. But the takeaway is, like I said earlier, the king of rock and roll was drilling 3 women from the same movie. What a man. We move to number 22 on the King's list. 1966, Julie Parrish. Julie was born on the 21st of October 1940 and passed away on the 1st of October 2003. Julie first met Elvis on the set of the 1966 movie called Paradise Hawaiian Style. Julie had a passion for Elvis, just like millions of women all over the world. She later said in an interview she would have done anything in the world to get that audition and star in that film. Yet again, it was just another brief affair that only lasted a month. Elvis, you were one naughty boy. Number 23 on the list, 1968, Cassandra Peterson. Cassandra was born on the 17th of September 1951. And she's still alive today, age 74. Cassandra first met Elvis when she was just 17 in 1968. Elvis was 33 years old. You naughty, naughty man. She was a showgirl in Las Vegas when she met Elvis. Cassandra later said that if it wasn't for Elvis Presley's help and advice, she would never have made it to the stardom with Elvira. I think Elvis gave her a few hot dogs as well, but anyway, we'll move on. Number 24 on the list, 1970, Barbara Lee. Barbara was born on the 16th of November 1946. She's still alive at 79 years of age. Barbara was 24 when she met Elvis. Elvis was 35. Barbara and Elvis had an on and off relationship for 2 years, between 1970 and 1972. By now, Elvis and Priscilla were just about finished. Now we move to number 25 on the list. 1972, Sybil Shepherd. Lord, I wish I was there for that one. Sybil was known as Golden Fanny. Anyway, Sybil was born on the 18th of February 1950 and she's still with us today, age 75. Good God, Elvis. I've a pain in my arm here from all this writing. Whatever I get to the end of these women. You were a stallion of a man. You were taking care of business, all right. Actress Sybil Shepherd had a very, very naughty affair with Elvis in 1972. She said that she showed Elvis, the king of rock and roll, special things in the bedroom that no other man had ever seen. She taught him new things. Lucky bugger. All right, we're nearly there, folks. We're nearly there. Number 26, 1972 again. Linda Thompson. Linda was born in May 1950. May 23rd. She's 75 years of age. Well, there's a lot of coincidence with Sybil Shepherd and Linda Thompson. Linda first met Elvis on the 6th of July 1972. She was 22 years old and dated Elvis for over 4 years before their breakup, which was around Christmas time, 1976. She said that she just could not live the lifestyle of Elvis anymore. So she upped and left. That's what she said. Number 27 on Elvis's list, 1973. Hold on to yourselves now, we're nearly there. Peggy Lipton. Peggy was born on the 30th of August 1946 and died in May 2019. Peggy was an actress and a model. She first met Elvis in late 73. The exact date is unknown to the public. She was 27 at the time and Elvis was 38. But they said that she used Elvis like so many others did at the time. Tried to take everything he had. Peggy later went on to marry Quincy Jones in 1974. Two left now. Number 28. 1974, Sheila Ryan. Sheila was born on the 17th of September 1952 and died on the 18th of September 2012. Sheila Marie Ryan met Elvis Presley somewhere around 1974. She was introduced to Elvis by his manager, which I can't pronounce again, Joe Esposito. I think their relationship kind of overlapped when Elvis was dating Linda Thompson, and it ended about 18 months later. She later went on to marry the amazing actor James Caan. Okay, my friends, if you watched the video this far, fair play to you. We're on the last one now. Number 29, 1976, Ginger Alden. Ginger was born in November 1956. And she's still hanging around today, age 69. Ginger was just 19 years old when she met the King for the first time at Graceland in November 1976. Elvis was approaching 42 at the time. Fair old age difference, but anyway. Ginger was the last girlfriend that Elvis had before his supposed death on the 16th of August 1977. It is said that Ginger was the one who found Elvis that fateful day, dead in the bathroom. But I don't believe that. And it was also said that she waited over 2 hours before she contacted somebody after finding him. Could be all rumours, I don't know. I'm just going by what's out there. Maybe someday we'll find out that the whole thing was a cover-up and Elvis just wanted to slip away and start a new life. He had the money and power to do it. Just to get up, move off far, far away from the people that he once trusted. Like I said, I guess we'll never know. And we'll never know what's in that autopsy that's coming up in August 2027. Because that won't be made public. I don't believe Elvis Presley died in August 77. If he did, it wasn't from medication. There was someone behind it. But anyway, that's for another story. This little video, lads, took nearly 4 days to put together. So like I said, if you watch it till the end, I would seriously appreciate either a like, a subscribe, I'm not even bothered about them. A comment would be nice, a couple of comments. Let me know your thoughts on Elvis Presley and the 30 main women in his life. Thanks for watching.